This is Slumber Party with Alie and Georgia.
This is Alie.
This is Georgia.
This is a slumber party, sort of. We built a pillow fort in my living room, and we would record a podcast in it. And there are jelly beans and wine spritzers and people that we have crushes on.
In their pajamas.
In their pajamas. That is a prerequisite. You will bring pajamas or you will arrive in pajamas for this podcast. And we invited Dave Horowitz over.
He is an internet darling, an internet superstar.
He's a sitcom writer, and he's hilarious. So
he has fabulous hair. But yeah, let's see if we draw a dick on his face with Sharpie.
Whoever falls asleep first gets it.
Yep.
In terms of facts that we learned.
Okay, so
here's the fact.
Well, we're going to do our one thing you learned this week.
Yeah, okay. This is the one thing I learned.
What'd you learn?
Check this out. Get ready for this factoid.
Oh my God, I'm
in your
excited.
brain hole.
Okay.
If you fall asleep within 5 minutes of like hitting the pillow, you're sleep deprived. Because it should take you like 15 minutes to fully fall asleep.
How long does it take you?
Negative 2 hours.
You fall down on the floor and fall asleep sometimes, huh? I'm not even kidding. You do that.
Last night, I was asleep on the love seat accidentally for 6 hours before I went and got in bed. So it took me negative 6 hours to fall asleep.
I think you're sleep deprived.
I think that might be happening right now.
That's so interesting. It takes me about 2 hours to fall asleep at night.
2 fucking hours?
Yeah.
What are you doing during that time?
Thinking about
what?
Death and life, mostly death.
I would rather fall asleep on the floor than think about death and life and mostly death. It's like I have a feeling that life is very like small slice. What about death? Like when the apocalypse is going to come?
Yeah, or I'll think about like a specific person dying and like how bummed I would be and how it'll happen and like and then it'll remind me of this person that I used to know, and then I'll think about this thing about that person and this scenario.
Stop!
And then
Shut up! This is terrible.
I know.
Why don't you just do Sudoku or something?
I do. It's called Xanax.
That's not
I do a specific kind of Sudoku called Xanax, and it helps you fall asleep.
As soon as you start imagining people you know and the ways that they're gonna die and how you're gonna feel about it, you just need to stop what you're doing and get a crossword puzzle.
Okay.
And just check out. What did you learn this week?
I learned from firsthand experience that you're not supposed to put a laptop on a bed because it'll overheat, and then you'll have to take your laptop to the laptop doctor in Los Feliz and pay a lot of money to get your laptop fixed, or maybe just never fucking see it again because you broke it and you're an idiot.
You cooked your book?
I cooked my book.
That's not bueno. Is it going to cost more than the laptop is worth? Because your laptop's worth like $47, right?
Yeah, but the stuff that's on it, like all of our photos are on it. All of our shit's on it. Like so much stuff from the past couple of years are on it. And that is worth at least $48 on its own. So.
At least $48. So that's what you learned.
Yeah.
Well, we have a guest in the pillow fort right now. He is a man about town, and we decided that his title is Singular Bookman because he's written one book, but that's not actually. He's a TV writer, he's a comedian, he is a musician, he was in a ton of bands. His name is Dave Horowitz. He's sitting in a pillow fort in his pajamas in my living room. I feel very lucky about that.
Hi, Dave. Welcome to Pillow Fort. Welcome to Slumber Party.
Hi, guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't even mean that, do you?
What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
I just wanted to say something really mean to you because you were so polite.
First thing you say to me.
Oh, no.
I'm in my goddamn... I don't even sleep in these.
Really?
I put them on to sit on the floor.
Alienating guests.
Have you been to a slumber party ever? Do boys do it?
I don't think I have.
Never?
No.
You never...
No, not in like a big group. My friend Dan and I used to like hang out. Actually, no, I had a group of friends and we would just stay up like all night, like in high school, and just end up crashing. Because we had a friend whose parents were nudists, and they would go up to a nudist colony in Maine. Basically every weekend, they would load up their Subaru Outback with sparkling water from Trader Joe's, wine, like Snyder's pretzels, like big gigantic bulk bags of them. And what we learned a couple years into it, giant mason jars full of weed.
What? Did they share with their children that they were nudists?
Yes.
How did Dan? How did he feel about that?
This friend was named Nate, and he was okay with it because the house just became our house, and we had just giant parties there. And when we didn't, we would just all sit around and watch Stop Making Sense and get drunk and pass out on the floor.
So your slumber parties consisted of just falling asleep.
Falling asleep like late at night.
Did you ever have any kitchen raids? Would you ever make weird food? Just tear through the cabinets? What's your late night, no one's watching me eat this snack, or I can do this in a safe place? I will roast marshmallows, even sometimes alone, over my gas stove, and just eat them one by one.
Oh, what kind of, like on a skewer?
Yep, I do it.
Okay.
If I have marshmallows, I do it.
Not weird. I don't keep ice cream in the house because sometimes I'm like, I don't even like ice cream that much, but the second I do, it's gone late at night.
I ran into you in Albertsons once. You were buying ice cream.
Do you have that picture? You should put that up.
I have it somewhere.
The most embarrassed, the most shameful.
Oh, no.
My roommate and I were at Albertsons, and I don't even remember. We were going somewhere, but I was like sloppily. I was wearing like flip-flops and cargo shorts.
You were
and
Soup's
a
cash.
hat, and my roommate and I were getting, I can't even remember what. And I had a 6-pack in one hand, and then I got a pint of ice cream, and I went, you know what? They have these little individual cups. I can get like 4 different flavors, and I didn't have a cart, so I'm balancing a 6-pack of beer in one hand, and then in like the little slits for the beer bottles, I'm like balancing 3 or 4 tiny cups of ice cream, and then there's 3 of them in my hand, and they're starting to run, and I go down the liquor aisle, and Alie is standing at the other end, and at first she's like happy to see me, and then the closer she gets, she just starts laughing at like this mess of a human being in front of her.
At least you were with a roommate, not alone, though.
Yeah, I might as well have. But he didn't help me that
the
much.
situation.
You were just a jumble of beer and ice cream and flip-flops, and I was like, "There's author Dave Horowitz."
Yeah, it was at the time like the dictionary picture of unemployment. Like if you look next to the word,
That's so sad.
I feel like it's very Mr. Mom to just be having like beer, ice cream, casual clothes that embarrass you. It's very Mr. Mom.
I'll take any reference to Michael Keaton that refers to me.
Great. Speaking of being disheveled, this is a slumber party. Do you have any beauty secrets? Do you condition your hair? Do boys do that?
I think you have to. Well, one of my I didn't, and then a friend of mine told me to.
What? Who told you?
This very correct female friend of mine.
She came correct.
She was right. I never used to because I was like, I don't know. And when I had giant hair, I think it was probably super frizzy or something. And she was like, "Hey, do you use conditioner?" And I said no. And she said, "You should." And now I do.
That's very direct of her.
Yes.
Do you have a brand you like for people with coarse curly hair named Alie Ward? Their hair is named Alie Ward.
No, I used whatever.
This is your one beauty ritual. Do you have any other beauty rituals?
Let me think.
Creatine shakes. Tons of pull-ups.
Yeah.
You wax your legs.
Yes, I wax my legs. I haven't in ever, but I do. Beauty seek. I like. This is making for terrible radio.
I know.
I mean, what's an example of like a male, like guys who moisturize?
Do you trim your nostril hair?
I do.
That's
yes,
good.
I have a beard
like
trimmer that has a thing. You say you feel like guys don't?
Don't do that enough.
This is. I'm sounding like such a fucking caveman, but I had like a beard trimmer when I used to have a beard, and I found like if you take it apart, it turns into a nose hair trimmer.
Oh, nice. What?
And it took me forever. It was like a transformer.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's such a weird like learning curve. Like, oh, I can stick this thing in my nose.
Yeah.
And then I don't have a gross, embarrassing.
So dudes do that.
It makes me uncomfortable when I look at a dude and I'm like, oh my god, that has a crazy. And it feels like something being stuck in a guy's teeth, and you can't tell him.
Well,
you can't be like, hey, push that nose hair up your face.
Well, I don't have any. I don't think I have beauty secrets, but I feel like I just try to be more conscious of everything in general. Because the one thing, I think one of my favorite things that Marissa, my writing partner, says is they were shooting a scene from Don't Trust the Bitch in Apartment 23 in the offices where we worked. This was like last winter, and there was like grips and gaffers and stuff around. And they're generally, I mean, you think like writers are schlubby and disheveled, like grips and gaffers, amazing at their jobs, union workers, but baggy cargo shorts,
always the cargo
like
shorts,
black t-shirts,
Oh, yeah.
a lot of ponytails,
Lots
a lot
of
of balding
schwitzing.
ponytails.
They look like they're cast as extras
Yes.
as this thing.
A lot of like dandruff on black t-shirts, and they were always shushing us, and we were trying to write jokes for the episode that was shooting. So we shut the door right after there was like a food trough that some PA for the grips put in, and there was extra food, and this guy came over and went, "Hey, there's sloppy Joe stuff in the kitchen if you guys want to get your Joe on."
Oh
Yes.
no!
And we all frowned, and then Marissa went in and looked at it, and it was like weird, oranged ground beef, like just sitting there. And she came back in and just went, men are disgusting. And I was like, what are you talking about? And she's like, scabby, scarred knees, because she's like looking at these guys in their cargo shirts. She's like, dandruff, sweaty balls. She just was like listing off all these things, and I was like, you know what? You're right. Men are disgusting.
Yeah.
Like, we're disgusting, and so I just feel like it's not so much beauty rituals, it's just like fighting your nature.
Was that like an epiphany for you?
Kind of, yeah.
That's awesome.
I feel like it's okay to go out on a limb a little bit and just... I feel like if left to our own devices, we would just all be disgusting monkey people.
Does it make you feel guilty that women do so much to like make themselves not just presentable, but like beyond? And then the equivalent of that for men is like there isn't one because there's no.
Well, absolutely. I mean, how do you guys must feel that too? Like I've seen you guys perform at shows, and you're very funny, and you're very together. Like I've seen you guys in Meltdown, and you'll be wearing vintage dresses, completely done up, hair done, made up, doing a presentation, and then it's like, and up next is, it's like some dude in like a fucking ripped up t-shirt, like, I was jerking off yesterday. Just like,
there are moments when we're getting ready and we're like for a meeting or something, and we have to wake up like 2 hours early just to get ready, and it's like, like the dudes don't have to do like.
They can roll up in a plaid shirt and a hoodie like every other one. Mm-hmm. There's never like, oh shit, I should have waxed my mustache before this meeting. They don't care.
I will. Yeah, I mean, Marissa and I will be going to a meeting with like an executive or some multiple or agents, anyone, and I will consciously go like, well, I gotta put a little into this, so I'll shave and I'll wear khakis or corduroys or dark pants and a button-down shirt, and then she'll get in my car, I'll get in her car, and she'll be wearing a dress and her hair will look nice. And I'm like, you spend so much more time on this than I did, but like there's no corollary. Like I don't know what I could do.
Nothing.
I could like frost my tips. And
I was just gonna say frosted tips.
That's my go-to thing. I'm like, what beautification? I could put a little guy liner on. I feel like that's just like a sitcom joke. Do men actually?
I don't think that's going to help you in business so much.
Wearing guy liner? No.
Yeah, unless you're in like the marketing department at Hot Topic, in which case go crazy.
Or if I was auditioning for like 30 Seconds to Mars.
Yeah.
They're like touring auxiliary percussionist.
I saw a clip of 30 Seconds to Mars, and I was like, what movie is this where Jared Leto plays like a stupid fucking rock star?
His life.
And I realized
the movie of his life.
Yeah.
That man is over 40.
Is he really?
Yeah, and he's got like a mohawk, and he's got like more makeup than either of you ever wear.
Jordan Catalano. Loved him. I remember Rob Delaney, who's very funny, an internet crush of mine on Twitter, retweeting something that Jared Leto tweeted about. Don't you hate it when you put on a clean sock and then you step in water? Man, that's the worst. And I'm like, you know what? That is the worst, Jared Leto.
Yes, but that is the worst that his life ever gets.
Yeah, that is. But
you hate it when you have to climb over your 3 supermodel girlfriends and
to get to
your footsteps on the floor in the kitchen.
And like, how much does those clean socks cost him? Those socks are expensive. I bet.
$1,000 per toe.
Per toe.
Well, speaking of internet crushes, do you have any internet crushes? Is there anyone on the internet that you want to meet IRL? That stands for in real life, you guys.
Do I have any internet crushes? Do you guys have any?
You were hanging out with Allison, a ghost.
Allison
Augusti, a ghost story. Mm-hmm. And she's one of those people that I love online, and we have communicated online, and I've never really like hung out with her.
I can make that happen for you.
Yeah, I want to meet her.
Really cool.
Hook it up. Put in a good word. Will yas?
I'll have to do a lot less work than you're probably thinking. I'll do it. Yeah, she's the best. She's fantastic. Follow Allison Augusti. AGOSTI on Twitter.
Funny.
She's really funny.
Okay, so who's yours?
Yeah.
I was actually saying before, I'm a huge fan of this podcast, You Look Nice Today. It's these guys, Merlin Mann, Adam Lissagore, and Scott Simpson. And I met Adam a couple months ago. Super funny, super nice. And we always say hi to each other now. And I met Scott last night. He came up to me and said, I actually recognize you from your Twitter avatar. I was like, oh, okay. And so we talked for a while, and he's super funny, and he's very humble about how great his show is and how funny he is on Twitter.
You look nice today?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, it's just formless, structureless, broken up by like musical interludes, but they just start riffing.
Formless
and
just ride
the riff train.
Structureless, like this episode of
Like this
Slumber
episode of
Party.
Slumber Party.
This is gonna cut together pretty well.
We're all a little sleepy still.
Yeah.
Wait, have you ever known someone online and then sought out to meet them and become friends with them? Has that ever happened? Have you ever had crushes like that?
Yeah.
Like friendy crushes.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Allison and I know each other sort of that way, and I feel like it's getting to a point where, I mean, maybe even a couple years ago it was different, but I mean, I was actually talking about this the other day. It's weird how easy it is to sort of segue into an actual friendship with people, to the point where, you know, you follow someone on Twitter and then you reply them. I mean, I've had a couple people be like, hey, let's hang out, and I'll be freaked out and will be resistant to it, but sometimes you just run into them and it's like, I actually, like, the weird threshold to cross of like, I think we know. It's like a weird formality because you know the only reason you know that person is because you follow them on Twitter. I actually struck out a couple months ago.
What, with a friend?
I went up to someone and was like, hey, I think we follow each other on Twitter. She was like, yeah. Oh, okay. And then turned back to talk to her friends. And I was like,
Oh,
so
I've
you
done
just
that.
favorited a tweet of mine today. Does that? I thought when someone does that, it's a non-binding legal contract that.
Have you ever done that and been like, I was the one who tweeted about this, and you like repeat a tweet to them, and you just feel like a fucking idiot because I've done that.
Sure, I do that a lot. Sometimes people are like, "You had I like this tweet," and then they'll repeat it verbatim, and I'll like blush. I'll be like, "Oh my god!"
Well, look at you.
You think I'm funny?
You know about my life.
Singular author.
Do you ever pretend not to know things about girls that you know from online that they've put out in information to the world?
Absolutely.
Really? Well, how do you handle that if you're going on a date? Are you dating anyone, by the way?
Not currently.
Interesting. If you're dating someone and you have done some air quotes research, if you've Googled them, have you ever had to use your acting skills spelled with a Z,
Yeah,
to pretend like you don't know anything?
Oh yeah, I'm really good at it.
Really? What kind of stuff have you known that you've hidden?
Let's see if we can do a little example. Okay. So, which one of you wants to be in this exercise?
I will.
Georgia can do it.
Okay.
I ask a question. I'm going to watch.
Okay, Georgia, who's your favorite director? This is before we were starting this thing.
Okay. I shouldn't say anyway. Steven Spielberg.
Okay, Steven Spielberg. So say I know that because we're Facebook friends because we met at a party and I talked to you for 10 minutes and I had you on Facebook. We're hanging out. See if this is a seamless segue or not.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm really excited to go see Dark Knight Rises this weekend. I haven't seen a lot of movies lately. What was the last movie you saw?
I saw Wanderlust.
Oh, I really liked that. I saw Warhorse a couple months ago, and like I love Spielberg, but I didn't think it was like absolutely his best. I mean, I've probably watched Close Encounters 20 times.
Have you been stalking me online?
Have I been stalking you online? Would that make you uncomfortable if I was?
A little bit.
Have you ever seen a knife before?
Does this smell like chloroform?
Georgia just took her pants off as soon as he mentioned Spielberg, so something about that
It
works.
works.
And it's
guys.
not. It's, yeah.
So you find an in like a fucking creep. But by
You
that
asked
I
me
mean,
if I ever had, and I
That's not
definitely have.
smooth.
And you know that you have.
That's not smooth,
oh my god,
though.
so much. I know your birth date. I know where you were born.
Me? What's my birthday?
Oh, it's something 83. I don't remember the beginning part of it, but something 83 in Boston. I absolutely do that, and I've Googled people, and then I feel like I have to pretend like I don't know.
How do you do it?
I act surprised a lot when they tell me things like, "Oh, Ohio? What is Ohio like?"
Oh, that's, you know what? Actually,
I already
that's
know because I
probably
read your memoir.
that's probably more accurate as to what I do. Where someone's like, "Yeah, I wrote for this thing," or you know, I made this video, and then I'll be like, "Oh, really?"
Oh, what's it about?
And then they'll talk about, "Oh, that sounds." Either I will say, "Oh, I'll check that out," and then I will like make a note of it on my phone, or I will say, "Wait, that sounds familiar," and then I'll segue into like, "I did see that. That was great." Because I think I'm better at.
Lie? Why is everything a big lie?
How creeped out would it be if someone's like, "Oh yeah, I know. Oh, I saw."
I think,
I watched
think
your
after a
video.
while it's a cute thing. Like after a while, it can be like, actually, I did a little research. That's like a fourth or fifth date
Yeah,
thing.
that's not a first date material.
I don't. What
for
if you just
sure.
didn't research the person before you went out with them?
What is this? Not 2012?
Yeah, for reals.
What are you just supposed to connect on some intellectual level? Or
like
some
what if you just
primal
meet them
level?
out and like you don't know their last names and
That
you just like it doesn't ever
exist.
happen?
No.
No.
If I meet someone and they're not on Facebook, I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed
Yeah,
to
I
do?
It's
know.
fun though. You don't know anything about them. It's like it's suddenly the 90s again, and you don't have.
It's the Seinfeld thing. That's another thing I was talking about that blew my mind. Watching episodes of Seinfeld as a kid, the way that they date made total sense to me. But looking back on it now, where it would be like ships in the night, where like George would walk into a diner.
Yep.
He would see Jerry with a girl. The next scene, Jerry would be like, she's just a friend. Or like, I don't think I like her. She, she rolls her R's. And George would be like, hey, give me your number. And I was like, that's how people date. If you did now, I feel like that's so presumptuous and strange. If it's like, hey, we met for 20 seconds a week ago. I'm friends with a guy you were standing next to.
Yeah.
Can I date you now?
I think that's flattering because it's like, oh, you
You
went out of your way.
Not flattering.
Not flattering. No, I feel like you have access to so many tools to stalk and approach someone. You might as well use technology
Yes.
to assist.
Well, it makes it more romantic than if you don't do that. And can I point out that I'm the only one in a relationship in this equation? So maybe I'm right.
That's fine. That doesn't affect me emotionally at
I'm
all.
just
I
kidding.
have
Yeah, but
no
you've been-
fear of dying alone. I
I'm
have
just kidding.
no. That's. But congratulations, though, on your
thanks.
impending nuptials. That's really.
You're doing a really awesome job of not being smug about it.
Yeah. It's just sometimes when
thank
you're in
you.
love, it just feels right. And it's just like.
Well, here's the thing. I think if you have options for dating, which the world is full of options now because everyone's accessible, you have to weed through them and figure out who actually interests you.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You could date any person you see in line at, Best Buy or Costco or something. Who goes to those places? I
could.
don't. Or you could, but I think the internet at least helps you like weed out people who might not have anything in common with you, perhaps. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I think
If you're into jet skis, chances are we're probably not going to hit it off. If you're into
but maybe you just haven't been exposed to that, and they have all these other great qualities, and you really wouldn't care about those things.
I don't care about
if
jet
they're
skis
like
that much.
kind to you.
Have you been on a jet ski?
I think I went once.
You'd know if you went on a jet
Really?
ski. Like, I know I've never been on a
I've
jet
never
ski.
been on a jet ski.
Because of the thing that it is. You know what I mean? Like, hey, have you ever been to this tiny town that's a suburb of LA? I'd probably be like, well, let me think about it. What's their main attraction? Oh, I think I maybe drove through there. But have you ever been on a jet ski? It's a fucking jet ski.
I feel like there are two kinds of people in the world, and there are people who have been on and are enthusiastic about jet skis, and there are people who are like, what?
So the other group is people who maybe were on one and was like, this isn't for me.
I just think there's something...
Majestically whipping through the water.
Yeah.
The wind at your back.
This beast,
your fucking jet ski.
Yeah.
Well, here's how I feel about jet skis. I feel like they're so invasive to the wildlife, and I feel like there's such a pompous human invention to be like, see this lake? I'm gonna get on it with this crazy water moped and make a ton of noise. Everyone who's trying to hang out on the beach and read a book is gonna be like, "Oh," and to see me whipping by in some ill-fitting vest, and it's like hubris. It's like just human invention to wreak havoc in a body of water for everyone trying to enjoy it.
Everything.
That
That's
actually makes so
life.
much more sense.
Does it?
That's so true. I feel the same way about those foam pool noodles. Like, so fucking arrogant. Like, I'm just gonna float where other people have to swim.
No, but I mean,
It's like, fuck you, man.
It dumps like a slick of oil, and there's turtles that are like, why are you doing this?
Is that true?
Sure.
No, that means that you don't know.
No, it's true.
Sure, there's the oil from jet skis kills turtles.
Well, I have spent some time. My family's from Montana, so we go up there every couple of years. And all of my family, they all have motor boats and tractors and belt buckles and stuff. So they'll go tubing.
All great things.
Do you know what I mean? So they'll go tubing, and then there's just weird slicks of oil, and you know that there's fish that are like, fucking jet ski.
Jews probably don't jet ski. I'm gonna go ahead and say
Jews don't jet ski. Jews don't ride motorcycles.
no.
Jews don't ride motorcycles?
No.
I cannot imagine a Jew on a motorcycle.
No.
I'm trying so hard to find one Jew that I could put on a motorcycle.
Henry Winkler.
Oh yeah.
Oh, is he Jewish?
is Henry
I'm
Winkler
sorry.
Jewish?
Are you serious?
I didn't know.
I went to Jewish camp with his daughter.
Oh, that's right. She got a nose job. You told me
Hey,
about
congrats! Congrats on the new nose.
it. Secret. Okay. Actually, speaking of summer camp and slumber parties,
Dustin, are you okay? Hold on, Dustin.
because I didn't know.
Our producer Dustin. Can't
I'm
stop laughing.
sorry, I didn't know he was Jewish. Winkler. What? It's not like Winklerberg.
This is fucking hilarious.
I did not know. I didn't know.
No, leave that in, Dustin. Don't make a note to take that out.
Try it. Not to laugh.
Of your no, I want your laughter in the show. Is what I'm saying.
So sorry. Do you have an embarrassing moment? Do you have a really horrifying, embarrassing childhood moment? Did you ever fall down in front of an assembly full of people? Did you ever shit yourself?
Did you ever pee your pants laughing so hard?
No.
Did you ever get pants in front of your classmates?
George and I both got pants in 7th grade, and it was a formative.
5th grade
social.
for me.
Oh, mine was in 7th grade. It was like slightly
That's more
older.
embarrassing, I think.
Yeah, I was I was almost a grown lady.
Yeah.
A friend of mine pantsed a kid in 8th grade. He was on monkey bars.
Oh, that's
And
just
he,
cheap.
in gym class, and
Cheap.
and he was preparing us like, I'm gonna go do this thing, and we were all waiting for it, and he did it, and everything came down instead of just the shorts.
No.
And that to me is like the ultimate. Like anything I have pales in comparison to that. That is so
Was
mortifying.
everyone? Oh, what was the reaction?
Just horror. I mean, the kid got in mild trouble, but our friend, we now knew what our friend Chase's dick looked like.
Oh, so it was your friend that he did it to?
Yeah.
Oh.
How did what was the emotional fallout from that?
I mean, my friend was like the guy who did the pantsing was, I think he was sort of solidifying his position as a joker.
An
And
alpha male.
only escalated. Like he was like, he would just poke and prod and.
What a dick.
Sounds like a terrible person.
He was really funny is the thing though. There's an odd kind of person who can get away with that kind of thing. And he could.
He got away with it?
Yeah,
Really? How did
yeah.
Chase feel about it?
Terrible.
Is Chase? What's his life like now?
Yeah.
I think he lives in Northern California and sells weed.
Okay.
So things are
explains
working
a
out
lot.
okay for him.
What
Are
about
they?
the Joker? How did the Joker do? Does he have his own comedy
Podcast?
central?
The Joker leads tour groups of like giant mountain hiking trails and is married and lives in, I think, Ohio.
Let's go under the guise of taking a hiking class with him and pans him in front
Yes,
of everyone.
like that's for Chase.
That's from Dave Horowitz, and then run.
Are he and Chase still at least like Facebook friends, or do they just like no way?
I don't know. I think maybe that created a big enough rift.
What's his last name? What's this Panzer's last name? An address so we can all send him.
I was in a bar in New York the other day with Georgia. We were meeting a friend of ours out there, and her boyfriend pulled out his fake ID he had used, and it was of an older black man. And he had used it all through college, and it would work like 75% of the time because bouncers would see it and just be like, well,
this person was not a younger
Right.
black man.
He was born in
guy
like
using the
1927, and he had found the ID because he was trout fishing, and it just fluttered down the river.
That's a sign.
Yeah, he had found. I think he found a wallet, and it was in the wallet, but there was no money in it. So this man was like, I forget his. I think Lorenzo Coddington was his name, and he still has this ID in his wallet. So while we were sitting in the bar, I Facebooked Lorenzo Coddington, and granted he was born in 27, so it's probably not him, but it might be his son, perhaps. And so I added him as a friend and sent him a note, and he accepted my request.
He did.
You went back?
He didn't write me back, but we're.
What did you write him?
Well, we had a couple of drinks at that point, so I think I said, "Hey, Lorenzo, you," but like not you, just like you seem cool.
Oh
Let's
my
be
Oh,
friends."
that's nice.
I think it was one of those like I know there's no way he's going to respond to this.
Wow.
Wait, I'm still trying to think of a super embarrassing story about me.
Chase's
No, I
mortification
think
is
that one
enough.
works.
Are you
That one
kidding?
wins.
That's awful.
Yeah.
What about secret talents? Do you have any secret talents?
I can spin a basketball on one finger
Ooh.
endlessly.
Really?
Yes, I'm really good at it.
That's hard to do.
really bad at basketball. But if I don't have to be actually on a court, you could maybe get the impression that I know what I'm doing.
How did you learn how to do that?
My dad did it a little bit when we would play in our driveway. He would sort of show me, and now I don't want to brag, but I'm way better than him.
Do you know how to hacky sack? You look like
A little bit.
I
I played soccer in high school, so I'm okay at it.
How many girls have you made out with based on the basketball trick?
0.
What?
Yeah.
You were underutilizing that skill.
I figured out how to do it in high school. I wish that I had sort of applied it because my high school flirting techniques were not. I feel like that would have fit in with what I was doing. Like I remember being incredibly drunk at an outdoor festival, like a concert at Great Woods, which now has a different name. It's like I forget, the Tweeter Center or some. It's like an outdoor thing. I saw a lot of shows there. I was close to blackout drunk, and I would put on my female friend's headband and put my watch in my pocket, and I would go up to girls and tell them I was a professional World Cup. I said something that doesn't make any sense, but I said I was like on a U.S. national soccer team, and then I would ask them if they had the time, and they would say no, and then I'd go, well, that's okay because I do, and I'd take my watch out and tell them what time it was.
Oh my
Damn dog.
Yeah.
And that worked ever?
I think there was no follow through because I was a little bit too far gone at that point, but I think had I just gone for it, it might have worked.
The headband is crucial.
The headband and the lying about what you do.
It's the game peacocking technique.
Oh, that's some serious peacocking.
That's straight out of Neil Strauss.
Did you ever read the game?
Yes, I own it.
Why?
Why? My friend Harris bought it and was like, this is the best book I read in a year. It's so awesome.
Does he do that?
No, he doesn't need to do that. But he recommended it, and I bought it that day, and I read it in a day. Because it's not. I think people think because, well, first of all, it looks like a Bible.
Ugh.
It's like black, and then the pages are lined in gold, and there's like the red fabric bookmark thing.
Oh, come on!
It's a loathsome tome, and I hate it. I hate it ever so.
It's a memoir. It's not a how-to. Like people are like, oh, you bought that? It's going to teach you how to.
No, but people buy it to teach you how to.
Yes, but those people are virgins and will remain virgins.
I don't know, man. I feel like in LA, a lot of really funny guys practice gameisms.
No.
Yeah, they do.
Negativity.
They know how to insult you just so you feel like just enough of a doofus where you're like, maybe I'll give you a shot.
I want you to like me now.
You seem better than me, I guess.
But that's like just a comedy move because all doofus comedy guys have is their sense of humor. Like, that's all we have. And wait, am I letting people under the veil too much?
Yeah, keep going.
Well, none of us like ourselves, and all we want to do is get to a point where we can make you feel like you need us to think you're cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's the game.
Really?
Is that the game?
I mean, I'm saying the royal us. I'm not like
know.
that. I'm sensitive.
You've been
smart.
like that in your life at some point.
No.
Come on.
I have a lot of love to give. I'm smart. I listen. I'm confident. My life's. I'm going. I drive a hatchback. It's red. I drive a red hatchback.
Whoa.
Oh, I should have led with that. I drive a red hatchback.
Hey.
Wow.
Hey, girls.
Once again, George's pants just fell off.
Wow. They actually flew across the room and stuck to the wall.
So when you read the game, that is gross.
Ew, the wall.
The sticking part is.
I know. Why couldn't they have stuck to a chair?
Oh, gross.
I'm sorry.
When you read the game, did you learn anything from it? Come on.
I learned that there's a lot of people out there who try to meet people in a way that is completely opposite of the way I do. Because all the real life stuff is people going to the Sunset Strip, going to Rainbow Room and Saddle Ranch and Miyagi's, all those places, Red Rock.
Gross.
Really?
Yes, all gross. Yes, all places I pass on my morning commute and go like, I haven't been to any of those places in 5 years because I learned.
If someone's meeting someone there, I feel like you should double up on your condom use.
You should wear 3, and then
3
so
or
should the
4.
lady.
Yeah.
You should just drape yourself in trash bags. No, I mean, some of it, the message of like being more confident and utilizing humor is like, yeah, well, what else are you gonna do? But memorizing things to say is so weird to me. That's like, that to me is like a replacement for, if you have no social skills, It's
Is that what they say to do? Is to memorize?
It's like, hey, Asperger's face, you don't know how to talk to someone? Go up to a girl at a bar and say, hey, did you hear about the fight that happened outside? And then they're hooked because they want to know. And it's
Shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the real life version of that is like, hey, do you have anything to say? Just go up to someone and say it. But to someone who's going to read that book as like a manual, you need like an index card that's like, hello, I wanted to talk to you about this thing that happened on the way to the bar. Like, that's the way it is like guys would go around with like an expert pickup artist and be like, watch me. I mean, it's
the whole thing just makes me so sad for everyone involved. I had a guy do that though. I didn't know that he was using the game tactics on me till we were dating for like a month. And then he was like, I have to tell you something. I was doing research for a screenplay and I read the game, and he had like gone deep into it, like went to all these seminars. And it turns out that like most of our initial interactions were all game based, and I was like, I was like, I can't date you anymore. That's awful.
And you ended it?
And I did, and then he baked me cookies, left me roses on my doorstep, and wrote me a note and was like, please give me another chance. And then I dated him for a year and a half, and then I dumped him for other reasons. But yeah, like the whole
what did he do? What did he do?
Know, yeah.
I remember on our first date.
Side note, Allie's really smart. So that makes me feel that's crazy.
I didn't know that there were like psychological tactics.
Take everything I said back. This shit works.
No,
Pick up
I
this
didn't
book.
know. I mean, I wasn't, you know.
Smart women are fooled too.
Well, I had no. That's very not kind of you, but I had no idea that was a thing. But now I'm really like, I'm so aggressively anti that if someone insults me, even if they don't even know what the game is, I'm so aggressively opposed to it that I probably am too defensive about it. Because I'm like, don't you even insult these shoes?
Can you share one tactic?
Oh God, I had a guy once tell me that I was looking at your Facebook profile pictures with some friends of mine, and I found there's not a lot of good ones. I found a couple of the good ones that show them. And I told him I had a date with you, and I was like, oh, I guess I could have better pictures.
That worked?
Well, later I was like, you're terrible and you're awful and I hate you.
I don't know, Alie.
That I was wised up.
Was this the guy?
No. That guy told me on our first date that he had just been watching Secretary with Maggie Gyllenhaal, and
I saw it with my parents.
Right?
God.
Oh, that's not awkward.
Okay, so he's
yeah, he's like, yeah, I just watched this movie. You remind me of Maggie Gyllenhaal, actually, because she can play like pretty or ugly. You totally remind me of her. And I was like, oh, I don't have this in the bag at all. Like, I thought I had this one down, but no, so.
What did you say to that? Nothing? You were just taking it in?
I think I was taking it in, and I was like, well, that is a movie I'll have to watch.
I feel like if I said that to you, you'd be like, fuck you, what the hell are you talking about?
Well, at this point now, like, someone else, like, recently who absolutely, I know that he read the game, like, on the toilet. Like, the boy he doesn't have a lot of skills with the ladies, and I just picture him, like, just shitting and highlighting it.
Oh, yeah.
The most depressing image so far.
And he'll try the same tactics. He'll be like, oh, I see a tweet of yours got some retweets. It's not that many, but you should be happy for it.
Ugh, come on.
Just gross on a million
stuff.
levels. Yeah, they make you feel like shit.
That's
that
like
way
Bush
you're like,
League. Saw that got a couple faves, no retweets. Interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, my hero.
Men, what is wrong with you?
I know. So, yeah, but in Los Angeles, I feel like more guys read it than in other parts of the country.
Well, it's set in LA. It's rags to riches sort of story because the author goes through the whole process, and you can Google him and see what he looked like before, and then afterwards, his head looks a lot shinier, and his collars are bigger.
I'm shocked. I feel like I want to kind of read it now.
I will let you borrow it.
If you're in a happy relationship, you really don't have to wise up against it. But if you're
I don't want to wise up. I just want to understand. Like, I'm just so curious in a like psychological sense of like.
It's a weird. Well, I guess okay. This brings us to fuck that, which is the segment we do where we take one thing that we hate. That we're like, fuck that, and another thing that we love so much, we're like, I would fuck that.
Do we have, is there a theme song for it?
I wish there were. Here's my fuck that, though. Fuck that. Fuck that is the game. As long as we're there. Fuck the game. Fuck that. Fuck guys who read it.
Sure,
I hate you.
Sure.
In terms of fucking that, something that I love so much, iced decaf soy latte at a place called Mud in the East Village of New York. It's the best coffee I've ever had in my life, and I wanted to caress the waitress in the face area and tell her thank you for bringing it to me. Mud, East Village, 2nd Street.
What's yours, Dave?
Well, as good as that drink probably is, it reminds me of my fuck that, which is fuck one word restaurant names that think they're so Mud. Fuck. In LA, there's food. There's eat. Literally, these are real. There's Clementine.
Good.
There's Lemonade. There's a place called Lunch. How the fuck are you supposed to look that up? Lunch,
good.
Los Angeles. Yes.
And it's not good. It's terrible.
It's not good. Good is not good. If you Google good Los Angeles, it'll just be someone's blog about how much they like the Silver Lake Reservoir. It's a really good place to run. Like
Reservoir. Yeah. There's actually a restaurant called Reservoir.
Yes, Forage. Although Forage is really great.
Forage is really good.
But I just think put a little whatever. You know the lunch village. I don't know. Anything is better than it's just so fun.
Well,
it's just so pompous.
What about fucking that? Anything that you're like, oh,
fuck I would it wouldn't even be fuck. I would make love to Vietnamese sandwiches.
Ooh, banh mi.
I would fuck a banh mi. I would fuck a grilled pork banh mi.
They're so good.
God, the best. Literally the best thing I could ever eat. I eat it all the time.
They're delicious.
As much as possible.
Where's your favorite place to get that in LA?
There's a food truck that's literally it stops 1 block down from where we are right now every Monday called Mandolin Grill.
Yep.
And they know my name.
Oh my god!
They actually
know your
my
order
name.
and your name.
Yes, the woman who owns the truck will say, "Hi, David."
Aww.
And I'm like, "Oh, this isn't creepy because I just get my sandwich and leave. I don't hang around and go like." How much cilantro did you cut that yourself?
Oh my god!
I would marry that truck and be on that show about people who want to fuck things.
Oh yeah, like that lady who was in love with the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
And the guy who's in love with like roller coasters, right?
Ugh.
They lead very happy lives.
God bless them. They probably are. They're probably in better relationships than a lot of people we know.
Better than me.
Right? Yeah, me too. It's okay.
What about you, Georgia?
Fuck that. If we're gonna do food related stuff, I have to say, and I ate recently, and it reminded me of how much I hate it. Is fruity cereal, like Pebbles and
Fruity Pebbles.
Ugh, that is vile. Like I don't understand how people eat that.
I think it's delicious.
I actually like Fruity Pebbles, but I don't like. What's the other thing?
Tricks.
Yes, hate Tricks.
Fruit Loops?
Fruit Loops.
Don't like Fruit
Ew.
Loops. Don't like Tricks. I will eat Fruity Pebbles.
I hate
Because
them
it's just
all.
sugar. It's just it's barely bigger than a crystal of like those little flakes.
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
man.
it tastes like putting like a roll of Lifesavers in milk and then pouring sugar on it and eating it. It doesn't sound appetizing to me at all.
I would do that.
Did you do that?
Yeah, if I was on the go in a pinch,
Sure.
I
Put
would
a blender.
I would throw
Have a
that in a
smoothie.
Tupperware and put that in my cup
Can't you
holder in
just
my
eat
car.
the Lifesavers and then drink the milk?
Yeah, but I want I want a dining experience.
Okay, you want it to be like, I get it.
I don't feel like I'm just shoving food in my mouth.
Yeah, no. You want to savor that.
I want to eat a meal.
I get it. What's something that's so good?
That's so good. I want to fuck. You know what's so good. I want to fuck BLTs, but you have to make them yourself,
Oh.
and you have to make garlic mayo, perfect bacon, lettuce, tomato, sourdough.
Oh, sourdough you're going.
You
Okay.
and I don't even. You have to do sourdough
Got
and
it.
avocado. That's
So
the perfect
BLTAs, homemade BLTAs. Okay.
They tack on it. I guess it's a totally different sandwich.
BLAT.
It's got
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Lads.
Lat.
I
So
don't like-
that's what you would fuck. So
That's
you
what I'd fuck
two
that.
would double date sandwiches.
What sandwich would you fuck, Alie?
Oh God. Like sliders on Hawaiian bread. Are you kidding me?
yeah.
Are you kidding me? Let me eat 6 of them because they're tiny, and also the Hawaiian bread is so
so
pillowy.
I don't think I've ever had one.
Oh, I'm
my
so
God.
sorry. If you do nothing today, nothing else,
I'm doing a lot of stuff today.
please eat some Hawaiian bread.
I'm gonna put it all on hold.
Yeah.
Eat a
To
sheet
eat
of
it?
Hawaiian bread.
Can you do it?
Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
Hawaiian bread,
Yeah.
ham, lunch meat ham,
Don't like ham.
spicy mustard.
Can't do it.
Okay.
Hamburger. Put a hamburger on that.
Done.
Get a hamburger from elsewhere. Chuck the bun.
Is
put it on
Elsewhere
Hawaiian
a
bread.
restaurant? Because if you told me, I would fucking believe it. Elsewhere in fucking... Oh yeah, Elsewhere, that place in Brentwood.
They have
They only have
best
3 things on the
pancakes.
menu. You have to guess what they are, and if you don't know, they won't serve it to you. They have a mulled
I would go
cider liqueur.
Oh my god. Well,
I love food too, but that shit, there's a whole that undercurrent of slight pomposity.
yeah.
I'm gonna open a place called Here. That seems like it'd be so annoying. I'm here. I'm in here.
I'm
Where
gonna
are
open
you?
a restaurant called Location.
What about eating? I'm going to eating. Where are you going to eating?
What are you doing?
Going to
Eating.
eating. I'm eating.
I'm so sorry about the restaurants. I know that it's a big issue in your life, but
Have you been to Cafe Gratitude? Where the names of the I am peaceful. I am serenity, and it's like a fucking veggie burger.
No,
Oh, it's the worst.
And then
but
when they give you your plate, they say, "You are peaceful. You are serenity."
you're like, I'm fucking hungry.
I'm fucking
You're full of
hungry.
I
bullshit.
feel like I've gone because I've heard a lot of stand up about it.
Yeah.
It's actually a really good restaurant, but it's like,
It's just hard to
It's
take.
hard.
Do you think they know?
yes, no. Do you
No,
think they're self-aware?
They're not self-aware.
Are they?
No. I think they know, but they think that they are breaking new ground.
Clever. I think they think they're clever.
We're gonna go there. We're gonna go on a double date there. You guys can both bring your sandwiches.
Okay.
I'm gonna bring this coffee that I'm
Great.
never ever gonna drink again because it's so far away.
You're gonna
we're
let
going
me
on
bring
double
a
date.
pork sandwich into
Probably.
Cafe Gratitude?
Sure.
You can say, "I am
I am not a
rude.
vegan.
I am not a vegan."
I am attracted to this sandwich.
I have intentions with this sandwich.
You have to ask its parents.
What are your intentions with this sandwich?
You don't want to know.
I'm gonna fuck it.
I'm gonna fuck it.
You need to just get two. Just get one for your mouth and one
for wherever.
Never mind. Well, thanks for sleeping over with us.
Thanks for having a slumber party with
Thanks for
us.
having me, guys.
Dave Horowitz.
Do we go to sleep now?
Sure.
I'm gonna
Okay.
nap it up.
The Idiot King is your handle and everything, right?
It's Dave_Horowitz is my Twitter
Oh.
handle. It's HORWITZ. No second O. Not necessary.
I haven't. You've been through this before.
Oh yeah, I get my they spell my name wrong on paychecks.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
And yeah, the Idiot King is my Tumblr. And
And when does your show? When does the show you're working on premiere?
How to Live with Your Parents for the Rest of Your Life. You can watch a trailer for it online. It should come out in January. It might come out sooner. We don't know. At the latest, January 2013. ABC.
Yay.
Deal Breakers, the book, in stores now.
Deal Breaker, the definitive list of dating offenses. Amazon.com for a penny. You can seriously buy it for a penny. What? Yeah.
Oh,
I'll do that.
Okay.
it too.
I'll do it.
I also have copies of it in a box in my closet, and anyone can have one. Just write to me. Write to me from the internet. We'll meet up. We'll go to Cafe Gratitude.
You'll be friends IRL.
I'll fuck a sandwich. You fuck whatever you want. I'll give you a copy of my book.
You gotta insult your sandwich first. Tell it like
Yeah.
your bread would be better if it were crispier, but I guess.
You could be like in one of those commercials, like the shot of the food, but
Like the
probably not a
before.
very good one.
The before shot.
No one would want to eat you, but like you couldn't probably make it through. They'd probably cut you out of it.
And then the wrapper just flies off.
Yeah, it sticks to the wall.
Ew, the wall.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Dave Horowitz. Nighty night, y'all.
Bye.
Nighty night. This has been Slumber Party with Alie and Georgia. For more on us, you can go to allieandgeorgia.com or you can stalk us on Twitter at Alie and Georgia. We're on Tumblr too, of course.
If you could subscribe on iTunes, tell a friend about our podcast, maybe leave a comment. We would be most appreciative of it.
Yeah, leave a comment.
Yeah, please. Tell us how much you like or dislike us. And tell us your ghost story. You can also go to feralaudio.com to donate and to listen to other great podcasts on the Feral Audio Network, including
Dave Horowitz.
on Aaron McGaffey's This Feels Terrible, which is a rad-ass podcast. You should be listening to it.
Yeah, so check that one out for more on Dave Horowitz. Everyone needs more Dave Horowitz in their life.
Everyone.
Well, we'll see you next time, next Thursday on Slumber Party. Keep your jammies close.
Bye.
FeralAudio.com is an artist-friendly podcast collective, hosted by Castmates.fm. Host their own podcast at Castmates.fm today. All of our artists reserve the rights to their materials. Your donations directly support your favorite artists, help pay for their show's production, and keep your favorite shows free. Visit FeralAudio.com for other original shows and learn about our community and artists that help make this collective possible. Thank you for listening to this podcast. This outro features the music of The Fancy. We are thefancy.net.
Hey, this podcast you're about to listen to is brought to you by us here at Beyond Yacht Rock, where we make an arbitrary genre every week and then count them down.
We do ones like, I Can't Believe It's Not Better.
Camaro Summer.
Or George Orwave.
What are they? I don't know. Check it out. Find out.
Here on feralaudio.com.